The following video was made by InShot. Ah, jellyfish, the aliens of the deep, majestic creatures of mystery. And blah blah, something something. Christmas! I love Christmas. The whole Christmas season. I love the tree, I love the snow. Wait, no, I don't. Christmas is one of my all time favorite holidays, if not my number one favorite. But I was going to talk about my 7 personal favorite Christmas movies slash specials, but I don't really have a full list. And so I thought, why not just go with the idea that's based on a movie that I saw last week? All 4 theatrical Spongebob movies. Yeah, why not? See, SpongeBob's been around just over a year longer than I've been around. SpongeBob started airing in 1999, and this is his 26th year. And now we have 4 theatrical films. And here's the thing, SpongeBob's been around for 26 years. I'm 24. So, wow. Um, so I thought, why not talk about something that I can, that I grew up with and in a way I can really relate to. So, my opinions. This is my Christmas special for this year. Yay. So, let's begin with number 4. Let's scooch over here a little bit. Sponge on the Run. I'm not a fan of this movie. No. I hate the animation. I don't like the way that this movie looks. The animation style is unnatural to look at. It's so overly ambitious. It's too bright. It's too colorful. It's too zany. The characters are unlikable as sin. Once again, the animation is trash. I hate the way this film looks. The live action segment genuinely managed to really aggravate me, and it caused quite a tsunami of backlash. Yes, I'm going to make a lot of ocean puns. Yeah, this movie is not absorbent in its comedy either. It's not it's nautically nonsensical. It is just unpleasant to watch. I don't recommend it. The story is horrendous. It is so overly done at this point, even though it's the 3rd theatrical movie. And the writing is all over the place. Keanu Reeves has a really unlikable character, and I say unlikable because they don't make him a good or bad guy at all. He's just there for some stupid reason. The movie's unnecessarily long, too. It feels long, but somehow the soundtrack, they went all out for the soundtrack. They got Weezer, they got the Flaming Lips to come back. I mean, come on, guys. The original movie soundtrack had Motorhead write an original song for one of your movies. Come on now, Nickelodeon, you're better than this. Sponge on the Run is definitely one of those movies that has absolutely no aquatically positive value to it, and you should definitely run away from this non-sponge-tacular mess of a film as fast as you can. This movie definitely belongs in the abysmal category. No, I'm not going to stop with the puns. So, now on to number 3, the original film. This one's a little weak. It's not bad. Its message, which some reason the 3rd one didn't really have that much of, the message is really, really, like, up there. It's SpongeBob, basically coming of age, but sort of not. It's a man-child learning to, take the world, as what it is. It's not all fun and games. Barnyard would teach this in a much more mature manner, but for this movie, this one did it pretty good. I mean, there's a really nice speech, about still, growing up and being mature, but it's still okay to like immature things now and then, just as long as you don't let it change who you are, up here or in here. That's what I like about the movie. The comedy's really good for what there is of it. And this movie, it looks nice enough. I mean, it's 2D animation, but they make it look, more detailed, cinematic, and stuff like that. So the writing's really, really good, and I'm sure that Steven Hillenburg, rest in peace, directed this one. Um, let's see. The special cast members that they got here, like Scarlett Johansson as Mindy. I don't know why they didn't bring her back, but still, the pacing is really good. Could have been maybe a couple minutes longer or shorter. Um, but for what it's worth, it's a really fun watch for me, even to this day. Say hi, Tanny. Little guy's trying to get my attention. But I also really love the soundtrack to this one. Um, you see, I like that the movie tries to establish that even as we grow up, it's okay to still like things that we were into when we were younger. But once again, don't don't think that, oh, like up here or in here, like acting immature all your life is right, because obviously no, that would make you like a street thug or a drug addict or just some kind of wild card. And no one wants that. You probably noticed that I'm doing this in the traditional style. That's because it's the holiday. Okay, would you stop, please? Thank you. Number 2 is actually going to be a pretty interesting one. The fourth movie, Search for SquarePants. Now, I just saw this in theaters. I'm so glad that I finally got to see a SpongeBob movie in theaters because, well, I love the series and I've wanted to see at least one movie from this franchise in theaters, like on the big screen. I saw the 2D screening, of course, because I hate 3D because I gotta wear these damn things. But this movie has a lot of nautical nonsense to it, and I love it. The comedy is amped up. The animation is really, really good. They got Domain Entertainment and MRC to help out this time. The soundtrack is bad for this one. I do not appreciate this soundtrack. The song Big Guy that Ice Spice wrote that plays in the movie and in the credits, I don't care for it. I'm sorry, I do not like this soundtrack at all. But the film looks really great. Mark Hamill does a spectacular job. I love that they expanded the Flying Dutchman's, his character's backstory more in this. Live action segment, stop doing this. Stop going to the surface if you're not gonna be, not gonna do anything with it. In the first movie, it made sense. In the second movie, which, yeah, you should know what number 1 is at this point, did it really well, and it fit the story. The third one did it just for the sake of doing it. It literally comes right out of nowhere, and there is no relation to the rest of the story, besides Keanu Reeves' character, la-dee-da. And this movie does it, again, as a build-up in the third act, because it makes sense. Flying Dutchman used to be human, so lives on the surface. But they're up there for like roughly 5 minutes. And it's the longest movie. But I like this one, also establishing, a sort of similarity to the original film's message of, stop, taking things, as taking life as fun and all fun and games. Where this one is being brave, having courage in yourself. Not so much as, the original. They do try to make it different this time. I really appreciate that. Pacing could have been a little slower, but besides that, it's a very fun watch. This is also the funniest out of the 4 theatrical films. In fact, all 6 of them, if you count the 2 crappy Netflix films, which I'm never going to discuss, ever. I wasn't a fan of those. No, they are bottom of the barrel. No, like lower than the abyss. Like they are like the abysmal films of the series. But I'm talking about the 4 theatrical ones here. Yes, the third one counts because it went to theaters in Canada and then came out here. But it's American made, so yeah, it counts. But fourth movie, Search for SquarePants, love it. I really think that it deserves the highest approval rating. But the number 1 spot on this list kind of deserves a little bit more. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the last stop on this aquatic adventure of SpongeBob rankings. I'm running out of puns. The spongiest out of all SpongeBob movies, and my personal favorite Nickelodeon film, Sponge Out of Water. Yeah, I'm not saying the full title, I'm just saying the subtitle. Sponge Out of Water is my favorite Nickelodeon movie to this day. Yeah, the fourth movie beats it out with its comedy, but in terms of the overall quality of it, the second film does it the best for me. The look is amazing. They start out 2D, then go to 3D CGI for the live action bit towards the end. And they actually stay up there for a small little bit. The character of Burger Beard is really original, having, a pirate character as the villain, which, yes, Search for SquarePants rehash, but at least it was an original this time. It's an original story, but no original villain this time, which is nice to see. They actually didn't do that again, like the third movie did, and this one, but this one was better. Comedy is really top notch. See, back in my health class in high school, fun fact, I was voting with my fellow students on which movie that I should bring in because I was a huge movie enthusiast. And because of that, everyone asked, well, what's your favorite movie? Sponge Out of Water? Hey, you gotta bring that one in. And it turns out, everyone voted for that. We were all seniors. Yeah, it was my 12th grade year. We were all seniors, and everyone voted for Sponge Out of Water. And so, I brought it in, and we had a blast. My health teacher and I, oh my god, we were losing it. This movie was so damn funny. Like, take 100 and just like times it with like a million yes%. And you get this. Also, peak original songs for this. N-E-R-D. Nerd? Yeah, they wrote Squeeze Me, Patrick Star, and Sandy Squirrel for the credits. Well, the last two for the credits. But, love it. I absolutely love this film. And I love, the message about loyalty, honesty, teamwork, especially, and not being afraid to admit that you were wrong. I know that they don't establish this, in the movie, but you can tell. See, SpongeBob has this surprisingly mature monologue halfway through the film, right before the third act, actually. Yeah, about halfway third act. Where he establishes that because of one single thing going wrong, everyone can so easily let their world fall into chaos. Where they're willing to turn on each other for the tiniest, most grain of sand sized thing. And he flat out says that if things, are unchangeable, then he's willing to make the sacrifices needed in order to help those that he loves and cares about. And this is a movie where he teams up with Plankton. It's SpongeBob and Plankton as the buddies for this buddy movie. And that's for the first half of it. Then it gets the rest of the characters involved, which I thought was very fresh and original. What really makes this movie have the biggest splash in quality for me is SpongeBob's monologue. That's what won me over for this movie. Now, obviously, yeah, it's an animated film meant for kids. Well, you know what I say? Just because one person likes something that may be for a younger demographic, who once was a part of demographic just like you, doesn't mean that I can't still enjoy it. Hell, I was playing Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated last month, but I rage quit because I kept dying because I suck at platformers. Yeah, surprisingly, I'm not very good at games meant for a younger demographic than I am games that are actually for my demographic. So you see how that argument doesn't make sense? Yeah, but SpongeBob's monologue was genuinely shocking to me. And they took this seriously. Yeah, then they followed it up with a quick joke, cut to the next scene. But I love it. Everything about this is great. The third act, what Burger Beard does with his boat, actually giving it wheels to drive through the streets, I thought was great. They finally utilized the surface world in a unique way. Please do that again the next time that you decide to make a SpongeBob movie in any format. But Sponge Out of Water is the most absorbent in quality, the most nautically nonsensical in terms of how much FUN that you can have with this. It is amazing. It is the most sponge-tastic SpongeBob movie that I have seen. There's one more thing that I want to say before I take off. SpongeBob's monologue in Sponge Out of Water reminded me of something. Think about what's gone down in the world this year. The Charlie Kirk assassination, Trump taking away food stamps, Rob Reiner getting assassinated, The Long Walk being released. That one. Because that was meant to be released this year. Because that movie showed me that if people are so willing to turn on each other and cause so much violence and hatred, that there will be no peace. Peace will be outlawed. Christmas won't be merry anymore either. That's why I just wanted to give you this one last bit here before I go. Think about what isn't being done. Not what's been done, not what's being done to make the world worse. Think about what's not being done to make the world just a little bit better. Just the tiniest bit, if not a lot. Whether you can donate money, whether you can donate clothes, food, or just a hug. People are becoming more and more afraid to admit that they're wrong. If you're able to, think about the happiest moments that you had from this year. At least just this year, if not any other specific year. Think about the moments that make you happy, but then also think about the moments that make you sad almost directly after. Try to focus on what makes those emotions swap so easily. And then think, when the sun rises tomorrow, what can I do? What can I do to make sure that the clouds don't cover it as much? Listen to that little voice, your conscience. Listen to it, but listen carefully. You'll know what you have to do. Merry Christmas.